Hey everyone, so I have decided to return this Top Fin Harmony. I did an unboxing of it and a setup of it a couple days ago. During my unboxing, I actually said I might end up returning it, just from the unboxing, what I saw in the unboxing. So I have decided I'm going to return this, and I'm going to give you guys the reasons why, of course, here. So first is actually the price. This thing was 40 bucks, which of course I knew when I bought it, it was 40 bucks. Um, but for 40 bucks, it just is not worth it. This is to me is not a $40 tank. I could see maybe $20, $25 at most, but 40 bucks, it just there's a lot better bigger tanks you can buy for 40 bucks than this, or even around the same size tanks you can buy than this. So that brings me to the second point, which again, I know this is only a 2-gallon tank, but which I was fine with. I was going to use it for shrimp. But it's the shape of it, which is actually a really cool shape. But the shape of it kind of takes away some of the actual usability of those 2 gallons. You get skinny on the ends here and fat in the middle. It's a really cool shape, but also hurts the actual usability of this tank. Put in some decorations, and like the sides are taken up from the decorations. Then you also have this big column here, which is of course for the filter. A bit more brightness there. So this is the filter, which takes up room. As you can see here, it takes up quite a bit of room in the back. Hopefully you guys can see that all right. So I get a better angle here. It takes up quite a bit of room here. So there's really not a whole bunch of usability once you put in some decorations and then with this column. Third reason is, again, I was going to use it for shrimp, and I did not realize how big these intake slits are. That would that would gobble up your shrimp. And that might even eat like adult-sized cherry shrimp. But for sure, I'm sure like baby shrimplets would go right into there. Now that one's more because I want shrimp and not a fish in here. I do think 2 gallons is a little bit too small for a beta, but that's not what I was going to use it for anyway. Fourth reason, this lighting. You guys can't tell as well through a video as you could in real life. This lighting is very dark. It's very dim, I guess is a better word for it. It doesn't really light up the sides. Again, the lights are, I think it's just 4 or so LEDs, and they are built into this top of the column here. And they're just not bright. Even like right below them, it's not bright. See, it gives you guys, yeah, that might be a bit better for you guys to see. It's just a super dim light. It's not very bright in my room right now, especially where these tanks are. And it just, again, not very bright whatsoever. Not for a $40 tank. The one next to it here was on sale for 60 bucks, 20 bucks more. It's a lot bigger and it has very nice lights on it. This one just doesn't. All right, number 6? I lost count. I turn on a overhead light so you can see this, but this is the switch to turn on the light and to turn off the light. It's just very weird. Again, it's in this tower, this column. They seem to put everything in this column, which is in a way is a good thing because it only has one outlet, which is nice instead of having two, and then it's a small outlet. It's just one of these plugs, at least in the US, it's just one of these plugs, so it's very nice and small, which is awesome. But that also comes at the hindrance of having the lights in there, which again are not very bright. Then you also have the light switches right here. And you gotta turn this over. And for some reason there's multiple clicks. It's not just on and off. There's 3 different, so you have off, you have a middle part, which is still off. And you have this. Just very weird. I just don't like it. Normal switch like this would have been a lot better, but I guess they would not have been able to combine all of these things into this column or something. Going off the column again, says number 7. This filter is pitiful. This cartridge looks horrible. You can see right through the filter flaws very, very easily. So very very small amount of filter floss on it, very small amount of carbon in the inside, the charcoal on the inside. It's very small itself. You have this giant kiln. Yeah, they give this tiny cartridge. Uh, Other tanks that are smaller or have a smaller filter part have a cartridge that's like 2 times the size from top of them. So it's very weird too how they did that. Just to me, it's just a very cruddy cartridge. And then one last thing is this goes again with the light turning it on and off. And I should mention real fast that switch only turns on the light and turns off the light, not the filter itself. You have to unplug the entire thing to undo the filter, which is a good thing. I don't think that's bad. This already has a whole bunch of dust on it. That's just the nature of the black plastic. But the last thing I want to say though is they have this nice top. This looks very nice and beautiful. Nice big feeder flap and everything. But there's really no cutouts for air whatsoever. Again, I'll go back to this tank. You have at least here and a little bit back here. Most tanks give at least some sort of, some of the more cutoffs besides this one. But besides from that, the main point of this, what I wanted to say here was this top, you have to take this off, which of course there's nothing attached to it unless you put a wire through there. But again, you have to take that off just to get to the light switch, which you need to flip this up and then turn it off. Maybe that's minor to some people, but to me that's just another annoyance of $40 tank that I really don't think should be $40. I think this should be, again, $20-$25. Yeah, so those are reasons why I am personally going to be returning this. And I might end up buying another tank, or I might just use one of the many I have in my basement that are just sitting down there. Again, I just don't think it's worth $40. $20-$25 would have been okay, but for $40, it just isn't what I was expecting, I guess. And it is just plastic; it's not glass. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on this tank and why I'm going to be returning it. Again, even from PetSmart, you can get a better, bigger tank for the same amount, or sometimes they have the 5 or 10 gallon tanks on sale. You can get them for cheaper than $40. You can get them for around like $30. So I would recommend getting a different tank than this. But that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think, especially if you have one and have been using one for a little while. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.